Hello guys, and USA series continues. If you're new to the channel, I do a lot of tool reviews, mostly middle of the road. I would say 80% are middle of the road with some lower and higher end tools. And I always do it in a series format, not always, but quite a bit. And I'll do an individual video on 15, 20, sometimes 25 different brands. And then I usually have a recap at the end and give you my picks and what I liked and didn't like about the individual sets. And sometimes I do some car tech tips and repairs, although I haven't done any lately. And I've been doing this now for a year and a half, and I want to thank everybody who has subscribed so far. I have a great passion for tools, and when I was young, I lived in the old Craftsman Sears stores, and I bought a lot of their stuff in my early 20s. I think until I was, from age 19 to 32 maybe, I was there every Wednesday on payday. I kid you not. Okay, what we got here today? Craftsman is in the house. Vintage wrenches, made in USA. These are the oddballs. You know, they're not the 12-point. They're not the 6-point regular raised panel wrenches. They're not the mainstream, but they were still in the stores. I don't know if these are in the stores or not, but on the left here, I got the stubbies. In the middle, I got the obstruction, and on the end, I got the salus. Those are probably rare because they weren't popular back then. Let's grab one of the stubbies. The stubbies had 5/8 to 3/4 on one wrench, 1/2 inch to 9/16 on another, and 3/8 to 7/16 on the smallest size. I can honestly tell you guys, I still use these to this day. I bought these in the 80s. I would say the mid-80s. That's the 5/8 to 3/4. The raised panel. Hey guys, either you loved them or you hated them. I didn't mind them. To me, it was the norm. That's just what I used. There's a double V, as you can see it right there. These are not in bad shape for being 40 years old. Let's look at the chamfer on that. Piece of history, guys. Any of you guys got these? Now, I did hear one guy said he had 6-point in these. I never saw a 6-point in these. You got these in a 6-point, they got to be really rare. These are 12 points. They always fit the fastener very, very well. I don't know if they had these in metric. If they did, I didn't pick them up. I wish, if I saw them, or I definitely would have picked them up. A lot of things that I ended up ordering out of a catalog. They didn't always have everything, you know. I started expanding my tool collection, and I always was in there. Remember the big catalogs? Oh my God, I loved them. There was so many tools in there. Let's grab a smaller one here. That was a 3-piece set. That was how it came. And there's a 3/8 and 7/16. This one's in pretty good shape. I still use these to this day. I got a lot of stubby combo wrenches. You know, I think I got Gear Wrench, I got Sunex, a couple others, and I always grab these usually if I have the size I need. I'm trying to get that one to focus for you. You going to focus? There you go. USA double V. Look at that, hey? I still use them today, guys. It's crazy. Now, this middle one here, this obstruction wrench, this is a story. I didn't buy this. My wife went to a yard sale, I think, was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. And she's always going into tag sales and yard sales and barn finds and looking for any old vintage tools. And I always tell her, Craftsman, anything with a USA on it, pick them up. She bought this wrench, and it was an old lady, and the old lady wanted, I don't know, she wanted $1 for it or something. And my wife gave her, I think, $4, I don't remember. My wife, I think, felt sorry for her because she didn't know what she had. Look at, that's the V by itself. So you know, this is pretty old. And the lady said, you can have it for $1 because I think there's something wrong with it. I don't know, it's bent. And my wife couldn't had to hold back from laughing. She thought it was no good. She said, it's got to be something wrong with it. It's bent. I don't know what happened to that one. She goes, maybe my husband, when he was alive, it got bent somehow. So you can have that for $1. She gave her, I think, $4 or $5. I thought that was a funny story to share. And these saltus wrenches here, that was a 6-piece set. And that went in 3/8, 7/16, ½ inch, 9/16, 5/8, and 3/4. I bought this set. I'm not sure. I think I bought it out of a catalog. I don't know. I can't remember, but a lot of tools I did. They didn't have them. Some of the oddballs weren't in the stores. That's a V all by itself. Forged in USA, individual part number. That's the 3/4. These never took off. Do I use these? I would use them back then. I would use them sometimes, you know, if I had I only had Craftsman ratchets back then. That's the same size, 3/4. Sometimes I would grab this just to get in a tighter area. Yeah, you could have used a breaker bar or something, but I would typically grab that. But that was back then. Today the ratchets are so much smaller and so many other options, but these never took off. I don't know anybody's got these. I'm sure one of you guys got them, but none of my friends do. A lot of my friends most of them didn't even have tools. But that's the 3/4, and this thing is still in pretty good shape, guys. It's the 12-point. Let's take a gander. Craftsman is in the house. See if we can get that to focus a little better for you. Look at that. This is history, guys. You know, some guys snub their nose at Craftsman back then, and they still do. You know what? It's a piece of history, you know? If you see them, pick them up. They're not coming back, guys. It's just not going to happen. You can see it's got a roll pin in there. But these never really got loose, though. You know, they never flopped around. They're in pretty decent shape for how old they are, but these are, I don't know, these are pretty cool wrench. I'll grab one more of those. I'll grab the ½ inch here. ½ inch was pretty common back then. I would have liked to have these in metric, but like I said, metric wasn't the mainstream back then. We're talking the 70s and 80s. There's the V. These things never loosened up. I mean, you could turn them easily enough, but they never got that loose. I just love old Craftsman tools. I might make a video later on today if I have time. I want to share a funny story with you. A little sit down if you guys want to hear it. USA series, I can go on and on with this series, guys. I have so many tools. Newer ones, and a lot of vintage. Let me know what you want to see. You know, I'll keep doing USA until you guys get sick of it, but I love promoting USA tools. I think we need to, guys. We all complain about when they go overseas, all these companies, but damn, we got to buy them while we can. You know, let's support the American worker. So I'm all for it. I'm always buying USA tools whenever I can. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. And I want to thank everybody that has subscribed. You guys have been great, you know. And I just love showing my passion with you guys. And have a great day. And like I said, I might have a sit down later on today if I have time. I think you'll find it interesting. Take care.